2013 is fast approaching, and as you saw from just my Summer Movies 2013 video, there are a ton of movies coming our way. But while it's mostly the sequels and remakes that capture our attention early on, there also happen to be a number of interesting original films on deck. So without further ado, here's my top 10 list of original movies hitting theaters in 2013. First up at number 10 is movie 43. What's so special about another one of these compilation movies where a bunch of different directors contribute short vignettes? Well, two things actually. First off, there's the upstairs-downstairs quality of the cast. Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet, Emma Stone, Halle Berry, and Liev Schreiber starring in the same movie as Anna Faris, Johnny Knoxville, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, and Jack McBrayer. Then there's the film's raunchy tone, something else you wouldn't expect from its higher caliber stars. These elements give movie 43 a see-it-to-believe-it edge, and when you combine that with a release date in the middle of non-competitive January, Rogue Pictures could have a real hit here. Now, you've probably heard of number 9 before, and that's because it's enjoyed a long life already on the small screen and the stage. Walking with Dinosaurs began as a very well-received BBC miniseries. How well received? It made the list of 100 greatest British television programs back in 1999, and we all know how good British television is in general. Walking with Dinosaurs then evolved into a live stage show which coupled the miniseries' educational content with cutting-edge technology that allowed audiences to literally walk with dinosaurs. Launched in 2007, the show is still touring today. And then in 2013, Walking with Dinosaurs will become a movie. Putting CGI dinosaurs into live-action settings, this 3D flick is such a hot property for 20th Century Fox that Pixar flinched and pushed back their own dino flick, The Good Dinosaur, to 2014 to get out of the way. At number 8, I've got Ender's Game, which is pretty much the Hunger Games meets Starship Troopers. What a logline! How is this hugely popular series of novels not already a movie? After all, the first Ender's Game book came out in 1985. But author Orson Scott Card has been fiercely protective of his creation, and well, it's hard to get a studio to bite when it comes to financing an expensive sci-fi flick that focuses on kids. That's right, Ender's Game tells the story of a future where children are drafted into the military and must attend battle school before being sent into the field to fight the insectoid enemy. But then luckily for Card, Summit these days is all about kids. Having made their fortune off of Twilight and parent company Lionsgate reaping the financial rewards of the Hunger Games, Summit now will add a sci-fi franchise to their arsenal of teen fiction turned film. Hugo's Asa Butterfield stars as Ender, and he'll be joined by Harrison Ford, Ben Kingsley, Viola Davis, Haley Steinfeld, and Abigail Breslin. The only potential snag is that the special effects house working on the film, Digital Domain, just went into bankruptcy. That could mean Ender's Game will not be ready in time for its November 2013 release date. Move over, Air Force One, as we've got another presidential action flick at number 7. While Sony is keeping White House down under wraps so far, there's no denying they have a potential huge hit on their hands. Hot off of Magic Mike and 21 Jump Street, Channing Tatum will graduate to full-on action hero as he plays a Secret Service agent protecting the president, played by Jamie Foxx during a rebel attack on the White House. And because Foxx himself is coming off of Django Unchained, don't expect this president to sit on the sidelines either. It should be hard for audiences to resist such a winning offbeat combination, as well as the hilarious idea that a Secret Service agent would strip down to his undershirt under any circumstances. Oh, Tatum, is that shades of John McClane I see? And to add some extra awesomeness to this package, action director extraordinaire Roland Emmerich takes the helm. And say what you will about his latest movies, 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow, worldwide they grossed over $700 and $500 million, respectively. Number 6 is Oblivion, and when Tom Cruise teams up with the director of Tron Legacy, how could that not make this list? Interestingly though, Oblivion is one of the first films to come out of Hollywood's efforts to engineer their own comic book movies. That is, test their own concepts out on the page before putting them up on the screen. In addition to not having to purchase rights from another creator and publisher, the goal is to also build some pre-movie buzz through the comic. Although, as a comic book reader and reporter, I can tell you that Oblivion hardly made a blip on the industry's radar. So no buzz there. But as I said, the pairing of Cruise and director Joseph Kosinski generates its own buzz, and the comic book step was really unnecessary in the first place. And because it will most likely have awesome visuals a la Tron Legacy, Oblivion is getting the IMAX treatment. The setup is that a lone soldier goes on a mission to a distant planet, only to meet a woman who makes him question not just his mission, but everything he thinks he knows. So it's kind of like Bourne in space. And while there's been little publicity for the film so far, Hollywood has already lent some major credibility to Oblivion by letting it keep its April 19th release date all to itself. Looks like 2013 is going to be a big year for sci-fi. Number 5 is After Earth, another sci-fi soldier flick directed by M. Night Shyamalan and starring Will and Jaden Smith. Now, Will Smith is pretty much the only African-American actor who can open an action movie on his own, literally as he did with I Am Legend, and it'll be interesting to see if he can pass that skill on to his son. And like I Am Legend, Jaden will hold the screen by himself for a good part of the movie, as he must search for his wounded father after they crash land on an apocalyptic Earth. The personal drama here is that Will Smith plays a soldier just returned from an extended tour of duty, and Jaden plays his estranged son who is eager to follow in his father's military footsteps. And if M. Night Shyamalan's involvement gives you pause, you'll be glad to know that he did not write After Earth, marking the first time he's ever directed someone else's script. Number 4 is World War Z, where Brad Pitt's character is not only fighting for the survival of the human race, but where mainstream and fanboy audiences are set to do battle over the fate of the zombie genre. Yes, many zombie fans were furious when it was revealed that World War Z deviates so strongly from its source material, written by Mel Brooks' son, Max. What was a serious and realistic look at how zombies could take over the Earth, Hollywood has turned into a disaster popcorn flick featuring the fastest zombies we've seen yet. But while zombie fans have cried foul, there's no denying that mainstream fans are intensely interested in this Brad Pitt actioner. It's one of the most viewed trailers online for 2013, and that fanboy anger has showed no signs of slowing it down. Perhaps it's true what they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So not only will we get to see if Brad Pitt can launch himself as an action hero, but if mainstream tastes reflected in box office dollars, we'll be able to wrestle the zombie genre away from the purists. While many movies want to be the next Twilight, The Host seems the most likely candidate, earning it the number 3 spot on this list. Online buzz for the flick is already intense as Twilight author Stephenie Meyer looks to do for Aliens what she did for the supernatural. And while it might appear that The Host features yet another love triangle, this is actually a love square, as Saoirse Ronan plays both a young woman and the alien trying to take over her body. Ronan is greatly in need of a box office hit, but while we know she can do drama thanks to The Lovely Bones and Atonement and action thanks to Hannah, this will be her first shot at romance. Writer-director Andrew Niccol also could use a box office win, having failed to live up to the promise of his directorial debut back in 1997, Gattaca. As for distributor Open Road, they've had some pretty impressive blips on the box office radar already, with The Grey and End of Watch. And if The Host takes off, it could cement the company's bright future, as Twilight did for Summit. Number 2 is Disney's Frozen, which is poised to usher in yet another renaissance for Disney animation, as The Little Mermaid did back in 1989. Disney Animation has found considerable success translating their fairy tale formula to the digital realm with Tangled, and now they're going for a 1-2 punch by making another musical as well. It's no secret that ever since Howard Ashman's tragic death in 1991, Disney has been unable to recreate the magic he brought to iconic hits The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. Noted lyricist Tim Rice tried to fill Ashman's shoes, but still Hercules was Disney's last big animated musical. And that loss has been reflected in their box office grosses. But now Disney feels they might have found a suitable replacement with husband and wife songwriting duo Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez. And just like Howard Ashman and Alan Menken had proven themselves with Little Shop of Horrors back in the day, the Lopez's also have an impressive stage pedigree. Robert co-created Avenue Q and helped Matt Stone and Trey Parker put together the Book of Mormon. Disney gave the Lopez's a test run with 2011's Winnie the Pooh, and now they're giving them the holy grail for Disney animation, a fairy tale musical. And to further excite musical theater fans, Wicked's Idina Menzel both voices and sings for Frozen's captivating villain, the Snow Queen. So we've got another romantic duo on an adventure as Entangled, complete with male hottie, a new Disney villain who could rival Maleficent's elegance, and new Disney songs and musical numbers. Yes, Frozen could officially thaw out Disney Animation's cold hard winter of creativity since the loss of Ashman. So what's my most anticipated original movie of 2013? That would be Elysium, Neil Blomkamp's hotly anticipated follow-up to District 9. The film will also mark Matt Damon's return to action after very publicly quitting the Bourne franchise. And with Jodie Foster, Diego Luna, and District 9's Charlton Copley joining Damon on screen, Sony has the kind of intelligent thriller that could thrill both audiences and critics. A popcorn movie with brains was what allowed Blomkamp to make such a spectacular debut with District 9, and he doesn't disappoint with Elysium, yet again using a blockbuster backdrop to deliver strong social commentary. Elysium shows how in the future the class divide has gotten even worse, with the 1% living on a space station and the rest left to rot on a ruined Earth. Damon finds himself stuck in the middle of this literal class warfare, and also like Charlton Copley's character in District 9, he has a physical affliction that reflects the times. Copley was part alien, Damon will be part machine. Word is that footage screened at Comic-Con is stunning, as the situation tends to be after a director gets his special effects legs with the first movie. And Blomkamp's first movie was pretty darn good. Imagine what he'll be able to do now with more experience, a bigger budget, and a movie star. And that's my list of the top 10 most anticipated original movies of 2013. I hope you'll check out my list of top 10 2013 sequels and remakes as well. As for what movies you're the most excited about, be sure to share your thoughts down below. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.